Cheers guys, Epix911 had quite a few people ask me direct message in the comments if I could do a gameplay video of Fallout 4 VR using the Oculus Rift. I'd be happy to do that, guys. It was the main reason I got both a Rift and a Vive, was that I'd be able to do comparisons along the way as well, and of course have the biggest game library possible. So gonna do that. We're gonna take a look at issues brought up online, whether it's Reddit, the discussion forums, as being problematic with the Rift. I want to show you those issues. That way you can decide, watch me play, come to your own conclusion if you think it's worth it to kind of make that purchase and put up with those issues. Everybody has different tolerances, but hopefully seeing them will allow you to make a more informed decision. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be upfront and say whether or not I could see myself playing the entire game with whatever those issues, if there are any, end up being. So without further ado, guys, let's take a look at Fallout 4 VR using the Oculus Rift and touch controllers. And cheers, guys. Here we are inside Fallout 4 VR using the Oculus Rift controllers. We're going to try to touch all the areas that we know have been reported as having issues when you play with the Rift. So let's get started. One of the first, and it looks to be still an issue. Now we got to keep in mind, Fallout 4, the latest version, because of the graphical issues, is relying on the beta update. But to play the Rift version, there's a bit of a catch-22. We have to opt out of the beta to get it to load. And trust me, guys, you know I don't have an axe to grind in terms of fanboyism. You know I've got a Rift, Vive, and a PlayStation VR, hell, even a Gear VR. I'm in this for VR. Screw the fanboyism, I've said that before. But don't think for a second I approve of the absolute bollocks politicking that's going on right now. It's absolute BS, guys. This is open VR. There's not a lot of effort required to get it to work on both the Rift and the Vive, and yet we know exactly what's happening. You're not fooling anybody. Grow up, guys. Seriously, grow the hell up. Let's play some VR. So with that said, soapbox done with, I assure you guys, for the duration of the video. I'm going to spend some good time with this. So one of the issues reported is navigating menus. That is probably something that can be fixed fairly quickly using OpenVR. Because of the way the trackpad works, you rub your thumb and then you let go, or you move your thumb on the trackpad, let go at the option that you want. A little trickier with the analog nub without some additional work being done, but it does work. You just got to be a little finicky with it to target and then load with the trigger. Is this going to hamper gameplay? Sure as hell will, if the inventory Pip-Boy system suffers from the same issue. We'll find out. But for now, let's just load a file, and we are going to pick, let's do the Vault one. Because all I've done to date on this, I mentioned it in the other video, is use this as a benchmark to test the Vive graphics against, because irony of ironies, it was perfect on the Rift the night the game launched. So here we go. Let's be smart and actually put these on my wrist. Audio working really well so far. That model looks fantastic. And here we go. Looks like we are in, guys. All right, so I've got my baton. I've got my Pip-Boy on the left. We're just going to go above to land, guys. And once we are on land, so jumping works. Okay, movement is Definitely a little janky, and I'll explain that as well once we're up. So let's get to the surface. So movement requires the trackpad as well, but this time clicking on it. So what I imagine you have to do with the nub is move it in the direction and then press it like a button. It's also clickable to touch. Just might be a bit more awkward, but maybe not. We'll see. I know there's other games that do something similar, but usually what they opt to do is they'll make one of the nubs on the touch do the movement and the other doing that without it being required to be a clickable feature. Okay, so here we are. Graphically, no issues so far. Things look very good, crisp, clear, well, as clear as they are on the Vive version. I talked in the other video about... Okay, so here's what you have to do for movement, guys. You're going to have to be the judge on if this works well for you or not. But to turn, you're moving the nub left or right and then pressing it in once it's in that position. How's that going to be during frantic fights? Well, we'll find out. But you can see it's also registering the center click, which of course brings up a different dialog window altogether. So far I'm getting used to it. And running, likewise, guys, you're putting the nub forward to move. And this kind of actually works just as well. You're putting the nub forward and then you're clicking it to do a sprint. Yep, that works well. Okay. Moment of truth here. Let's do some Pip-Boy Navigation. Okay, so everything is using that same behavior. You're moving the analog nub in the direction for your options and then pressing it in without having it recenter. So like I said, it's going to require a little bit of dexterity with your thumbs. I'm sure you can get used to it. I'll have a decision at the end of the video if I think it's going to hamper gameplay significantly or something you can live with. Again, that'll be my subjective opinion, but I'm going to give you an honest opinion whether I could see myself putting 100+ hours into this game with those types of dexterity movements required. So, but yeah, I can see that's what it's doing, and that all works fine so far. Okay, good. So at least it works. You can get into all your different options. The right trigger works the same as the Vive Wand's grip button, and actually on the Rift that works better. Anyone who uses the Vive Wands probably agrees with me that the grip buttons are, if you're going to point out negatives on the Vive controller, that's certainly one of them. The grip button on the touch, way more intuitive. So there's an instance where it's actually working better on the Oculus Touch. So we're stable so far. Jumping, that works. How about stealth mode? So that's baton. So that's VATS mode. There we go, hidden, stealth mode. So holding the button down, the side grip, switches between VATS mode. Doing a quick press, not a long press, but a quick press of the side trigger grip button on the touch activates stealth mode. So again, it's going to be one of those dexterity required movements that I'm sure you could get used to, but in the middle of a fight or a tense situation, are you going to remember that? Again, I'll let you know at the end what my feeling on that is. I'm going to practice a couple of times. So there's hidden. There it is again. Now how about VATS mode? Yeah. Okay. So far so good. Also haven't had a crash. Let's loot these bodies. Okay, selecting loot is a little bit sensitive, significantly more so than the Vive with the center press on the trackpad. Again, we'll see how we get used to that through the course of this gameplay. You can see I've got the movement down so far. Let's see where our buddy is, and let's activate the mole fight. I didn't do that in the other video. We'll greet buddy here. Okay, let's try this.
Hey boy, what are you doing out here all by yourself? You want to come with me, pal? Okay then, let's stick together.
Okay. So I think to activate the mole, it's just it's a proximity trigger. So let's give this a shot. And I believe I can do that by walking over here. Maybe a bit further back to trigger it. Or are they dead already on this save file? No, they shouldn't be. Let's try that again. Oh, here we go, guys. Or is that him walking up the dust? No, I think that's the moles. So let's try that again. There we go. Good. All right, so we've got our baton. Okay, that's about the same, if not even just a little bit easier with the trigger. Well, not easier, I'd say about the same. Buddy's with me, where are you? There he is. Okay, so let's see if we... Okay, looting seems to be working so far. What I'm going to do as well, guys, and I haven't done this yet, I probably should have done it before I recorded this, I'm going to go into the INI files and see if there's provisions for remapping some of the things. Because some of these would work better with shifted functions, i.e. trigger on one, movement on the other to give you an option. Okay. Yeah, turning, everything, I'm getting used to all of that. Gun. Gotta remember where the gun is. Was it in here in the counter? Okay, so that's a double click. There we go, pistol ammo. Okay, some tracking issues there.
How you doing, buddy?
Let's do a never mind.
Never mind, boy.
Get out of my way, bud. He's ruining my looting here. Okay, come over here, bud.
Hey.
And we'll give him a stay.
Wait there.
Good. Okay, try this again. Yeah, there we go. It was just him in the way. Played this game so many freaking times, you'd think I remember where the damn gun is. And I'm just totally drawing a blank. So that's the workbench. Where is that damn gun again? Skizzers.
Over here.
Was it? Oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. Let's go.
See if he had anything worth taking.
There it is. I had it on me the whole time. Okay. Chalk that up to me being an idiot. All right. And let's back out of the menu, so that's fine. All right. Let's select the weapon. Let's see how aiming works with the gun with the touch controller. So forget that back then. That had nothing to do with touch rift or anything. That was just me forgetting to check my inventory. And we're going to go get the sniper rifle as well. So that's the key, guys. It's just having to move the nub in the direction, holding it there, and clicking if you want to do multiple turns. You can see I'm getting it, definitely getting more comfortable with it. And once your brain makes that connection, so far so good. Still need a really good firefight to convince me. Okay, other than that, guys, let's talk other differences. So stability-wise, seems pretty much on par. And I'm gonna say at this point, I'm not convinced that, and again, there's some irony in this, that the beta is even that beneficial for the Oculus Rift. Because it doesn't seem to have those graphical issues to start with, so opting out might not be a big thing. I am noticing some graphical pop-ins there of the housing, and there again, not sure if that's the Rift. But we'll just keep going. Let's get our sniper rifle, guys, and then we're gonna go take out those raiders. Oh, we'll loot buddy here. I mean, you guys can be the judge. You're watching me. Does it seem like it's getting seamless, the moving? It sure feels like it to me, so I don't feel like I'm having many issues. We're gonna sneak in behind and attack these guys from the rear. Sprint a bit more. I think we can pass through here. Yes, we can. Perfect. All right, here we go. This should be fun. This is gonna be our first bit of a firefight here. Okay, we got a couple more here. We're gonna run out of ammo, I bet. Strafing, yep, that seems to work all right. Yeah, I'll grab it in a sec, bud. Did I get the guy that was in here already? Okay. All right. Yeah, movement. I'm noticing it, but then you got to remember I put in hours with the Rift version already, with the Vive version, with the only version using the one it was designed for, the Vive. Sorry, terminology important, because there is no Rift version. It's just me playing the game with the Rift is what I mean. I don't have the same amount of time as the other one, but honestly feels like it's getting easier. So what haven't I checked? The power armor. Let's do that, and let's do some dialogue. We did the dog commands, which really, that's a form of dialogue, but let's do a bit more here. Chalk that up to just my bad aim, guys. Not a rift penalty at all. Beautiful. All right. Color me almost convinced. We don't need to waste more time here, guys. Let's just go right into the load. And we're going to go for the power armor. And which one is it? I think it's this one. So we've covered, yep, here we go. Power armor. Okay, a little bit harder on the Rift to see the display of the power armor. And I'm wondering again if I can tweak that with the INI. If you're watching this video, guys, as a Rift user, what I'm gonna do is update and pin a first comment in the discussion. So some of the stuff we're talking about that I say I'm gonna check later, look for updates there. So for example, I'm gonna look in the INI file, see if we can tweak this power armor interface to sit a little higher.
You with the rescue team?
So far it seems that it's a little bit lower than the Vive version. So that could be perspective because of the slight difference with the hybrid Fresnel and full Fresnel that the Vive uses. But we'll see.
Hey, Sturgis.
Want to try? You can't do any worse than me.
So I've got the power armor, and then I guess we got to do that little quest to get the power at the bottom. Let's do that. That'll give us some additional playtime here. Okay, good. Can we survive this fall, guys? Oh yeah, this is an easy one. We'll get that gun there. And this one, all right, we made it. Oh, okay, lock picking. This will be a good one. You know what? I haven't even tried this on the Vive. So rotate is, oh, that's going to be finessey. All right. All right, we did it. Got the fusion core and put it in the power armor. Let's try that. Hold to exit power armor. It's not working. Is that just me? There we go. Okay, that was just me. So let's see if we can put the core. Oh, it's already on there. So grab the minigun. All right, so we got everything. We just need to get the minigun. Yeah. Everything seems to be working great. Oh, I noticed the boost there with the power armor. So I'll do that in the description too. I will put significant time in. I promise you guys, Rift users, I'll just play the rest of today. Oh, I noticed some graphical glitches on the far right there again. Nothing major. Seems to pop up once in a while. I had the houses popping in and out. All right, minigun. Do I remember where the hell that is? Was it outside? Or was it on the roof? Or the balcony? Maybe it was the balcony. I think we can leave it there, guys. I think it's safe to say, and let me know if you disagree. So I said I'd give you my feedback on the interface, and I think it's pretty evident. You guys are watching me, you tell me, but to me, honestly, I feel I'm getting better. And minigun is upstairs, so yeah, I feel I'm getting better with the movement, turning, using the interface. I honestly don't see an issue. I haven't had any crashes. I've had some graphical glitches, but there we go. Yeah, so I got to go up there. Let's just do that, but they've been minor. Audio works, locomotion, those type of options. So longer, here's an issue. Longer menu options. Like you can see, I can still go down further to get to the direct movement speed because of it always wanting to recenter. So let's start at the very top. We can back out. Let's go in again. We're at the very top of the menu. If we simply go down, we're only going down a couple of options. So you just have to repeat. Okay, that works. So you got to let it recenter, then push it down again. It's not a continuous thing. You're basically scrolling down in parts. Yeah. So that works, definitely not as easy. So all in all, you're asking me before we end it here, Epics, would you play the game like this? Well, I'm a bit of an extreme in that I love my RPGs, and if I had a Rift, didn't have a Vive, yes, I would be okay with this. I haven't seen anything to deter me that's been a showstopper. Again, let me know in the comments if you saw something while watching me play you figured was a showstopper. I'll be curious to see if you did. I had a couple of graphic issues, the pop into the houses, the periphery, some graphical corruption, and interface moving. Basically, any touch controls requiring the analog nub need a little bit more manual dexterity, but really it's just learned movements in my opinion. And the worst of it, because everything else you can get used to, is probably having to scroll down longer menus in parts as opposed to one continuous movement. I think that's everything, guys. Let me know and we will end it there. Any questions you have, I will do my best to get right back to you with answers. And like I said, I'll be updating the first pinned comment on this video and let you know if there's any updates and what I can find in the INI. Because, sorry, there was the one, it wasn't a showstopper. That's right, the interface from within the power armor was set a little low. Maybe that's something we can tweak. Awesome, guys. As always, cheers. We'll catch you in the next video.